Video games is another area that's extremely beneficial to music. I remember when Grand Theft Auto first came out, the first game, and video games were becoming big at that time, but Grand Theft Auto was the first game that used an awful lot of music. I guarantee you they probably used 200 pieces of music easily. Not only songs, but master recordings, because they basically had radio stations of every single genre, where you could be in your car and you switch to a radio station and you'd hear Blondie on one station, you'd hear Paul Anka and My Way on another station, you hear Outkast on another station. So, obviously they needed a lot of music. The video game area is not a royalty producing area. Basically, it's a flat fee type of situation these days. We wish it were. We wish it were generated videos, or would generate royalties, because a lot of these games sell $1 million, $2 million, $5 million. So even if you charged, what if you had a 10-cent royalty for a song in a 5 million unit game? Awful lot of money. Basically, the video game market, if you don't agree to a buyout, your song, your master is not going to get in that video game, with very, very few exceptions. Your only role in those type of negotiations is to get the best fee as possible without wrecking the deal if you want your song in the video game. Now, Grand Theft Auto, if you didn't agree to a $5,000 fee back in those days, your song was not in the game. Anyone who wanted $6,000, forget it. They got lower from some people, but $5,000 was the budget they had. And you times a few hundred songs and masters times $5,000. I mean, that's a hefty price they were paying anyway. But the music was essential to that game. Most of the buyouts right now range anywhere from as low as $0, which I've seen, if a band really wants to get exposure. I don't deal with those type of licenses because I don't prefer them anyway, because they set a bad precedent. That music can be gotten for free. I always think there should be some kind of fee, even if it's $100. It preserves the principle. But I've seen deals go as low as $0, and I've seen it go as high as $25,000 to $30,000 for the right song. Now, the interesting thing about video licenses, it's not like a TV license or a motion picture license where the license is for life of copyright. Video games, the producers look at a different area. We do 7 to 10 year licenses usually. And what that says to me is that the producers and the owners of the video game and the publishers feel that the game's not going to be around in 7 years. Now, if I were at a video company, I'm not going to give them ideas, but I'd be looking at it much differently, because video games do stay around, and there might be, even though there might be different versions, this one particular version might be turned into a movie 15 years from now. And all of a sudden, you've got to relicense all the songs that were in the original game. So, but the video license area is good only because great exposure. Fees are decent. They normally go from $2,500 to about $20,000, which is a decent range. The good thing about video, the licenses are short. 7 to 10 years. So at least that after 10 years, you haven't given away the song for the life of copyright. But video has been extremely important for exposing bands. And helping us recoup, helping bands make money. If you got the right band, you got the right connections with the Electronic Arts and all the other companies out there, you can get a lot of your stuff in, because they're looking for music. Sometimes, they've got good taste. The people who put music in those games, I mean, they just don't choose, look, I want a $4 song or a song that'll cost me $500. They go for good music, and then they try to negotiate the best deal possible, and guarantee it, any song can be replaced. So, if you say no to one of these things, there's always another song, waiting right behind you. But the thing is, you try to negotiate the best deal possible. I mean, the role of a music publisher, we have the rights of the writer that we're supposed to be looking after. There are good publishers, bad publishers, there are active publishers, there are professional publishers, there are some publishers that really don't know what they're doing. They're also, it's just like record companies. But if you're a good publisher, then you've got to be real careful in your licensing. You've got to promote, but you got to draw the line sometimes to protect the song.